Welcome to Spawn Point, the show for gamers by gamers. I'm Bajo.
I'm Rad.
I'm Goose.
And I am D.A.R.R.E.N.
Coming up on the show, a classic rhythm game gets a makeover on the PS4. It's PaRappa the Rapper Remastered.
That pup is almost as fly as boatmeal.
Word.
Crack, crack the egg into the bowl.
Crack, 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 egg into the bowl.
M-I-X the flour into the bowl.
M-I-X, flour into the bowl.
Funky. Also, Darren and I have some gaming tips in strategy, sirs.
And today's game has been played by millions of people for centuries.
Ooh, plus, we've got a review of the action strategy mashup that is Has Been Heroes.
Whoa, roguelikes are taking over the world. Darren, I do believe it is trivia time.
Cycle up your memory cells, spawnlings. It's time for Darren's Challenge. Today, I'm asking you this. Which two characters in Mario Kart 8 also appear in a special metallic form? Answer at the end of the show.
Oh, is it Tin Toad?
Copper Cooper.
Bronze Boo!
Negative.
All right, well, we better get on with our first review.
I might go play some Mario Kart in the meantime.
No cheating, Goose.
Lead Link!
Maybe.
Silver Shirley!
Who's Shirley?
Mario's mum.
It's a me, Shirley.
Sounds legit.
Checks out. Darren, drop a beat for me. I was expecting something a bit more street.
A true artist works with what he has.
All right. Hey there, Spawnlings. Today we're looking at a game that was played by the coolest cats. This paper-thin doggo had to learn to rat. Now I pass the mic to Rad for the recap.
To win his honey, the gorgeous Sunny Funny boy needed no money, just no faster than a bunny. And if he was gonna learn, then he'd have to take a turn. As a hero rapper, it's the story of PaRapper.
Fresh rhymes. Okay, that's enough of that. PaRappa the Rapper Remastered is a PS4 remake of the classic game from 1996. It's heralded as being one of the first rhythm games and is full of wacky whimsy.
Yes, guys, this game was so delightful when I was a kid. I remember playing it and thinking, what is this? It's so weird. But once I got into it, I really enjoyed it. But Rad, I do believe you've never played this before. How did you find the experience?
It's a bit of a fever dream, isn't it? The game starts with this intensely nonsensical sequence, which quite frankly scared me, and then is promptly followed by a rapping onion man. Oh, but it doesn't end there. The onslaught continues with a cow teaching you how to drive, a bearded frog selling tie-dye, and a TV chef chicken teaching you how to bake a cake.
Put the cake in the oven for a while.
Why she's okay with cracking eggs into a bowl and then eating them is beyond me, but you do you.
Oh, what I want to know is why is she putting prawns in the cake?
The little tiny strips just go everywhere.
Whatever you like's in the middle fiddle.
You've just got to go with the flow. But you can't leave things loosey-goosey if you want to succeed in PaRappa the Rapper. The game mostly consists of hitting specific buttons to the correct timing to make PaRappa rap. Usually, your teacher will rap the phrase first,
I forgot to close the door.
and then it's your turn to show them what you got.
You forgot to close the door.
And the timing is quite precise.
Yes, it can be a little bit tricky, especially in the cheap chicken level.
Cheap's the name of my soul.
Cheap's the name of your soul.
The other day, I was called a little turkey.
Actually, I think that's the only time where the game gets really difficult.
Oh, that pesky chicken.
On to the next stage now.
Yahoo! All right.
I cruised through the first levels, then was trapped in this chicken dictatorship nightmare for what felt like an hour. I'd constantly be doing awfully and desperately trying to scrape by till the end. But then she'd get mad at me and lay an egg and I'd have to start the level all over again. I don't know what I was doing wrong.
The notorious cheap. She was born to make you suffer. But yes, for a rhythm game, it was rare that I actually felt like I was in the groove.
Did you check the toilets on the right? Did you check the toilets on right?
Sometimes I'd be doing good when I could have sworn I'd totally messed up the line, which stopped me from feeling like a cool rapper guy.
Oh, it's okay, Bajo. You're a cool guy in my eyes.
Thanks, Rad.
Despite the difficulty, Cheap does have one of the best songs in the game. You could even say her rhymes are divine, and she spits them out in time.
You're not wrong, Darren. All the songs are really great, which is super important in a rhythm game. The raps are quite clever, and it's fun that there's slightly different musical styles throughout the game.
In this version of PaRappa, the gameplay hasn't been changed, only the graphics have been updated. And they do look great, with crisp lines and bright colours, all while keeping the original art style. But unfortunately, the cutscenes haven't been redone, so they really stick out as being old.
Affirmative, Rad. This was especially noticeable as a good portion of the game is cutscenes. In fact, according to my calculations, there are no fewer than 18 minutes of cutscenes in this game.
Whoa, well that would explain why I felt like I was watching this game more than I was playing it.
Yeah, that's quite a lot, especially because this game is super duper short, maybe only 1 or 2 hours, depending on how long you get stuck on the chicken. And I do have to say, some of the characters feel really dated and stereotypical. In all the silliness of the game, it isn't too jarring, but I do feel like it really shows this game's age.
Yes, and that's the main problem with this game, isn't it? It just feels old. When I first played this, it was so fresh and different and exciting, but now, I think that's the true test of any game, if it can survive a remaster and still be fun to play. This was just a nostalgia trip to me. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, it was certainly interesting to play, but I wouldn't necessarily say worthwhile. I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Oh, fun fact. Did you know that in Japanese, the word PaRapper means paper thin? Oh, which is appropriate since all the characters are sort of made out of paper.
I did not know that.
All the facts down.
Well, it looks like you have me at a disadvantage, Your Majesty.
Ah, don't dismiss your efforts out of hand, sir. I've noticed your game has improved remarkably of late.
Oh, well, thank you, Your Majesty. It is such a complex game, and there is so much to learn in this seemingly simple game of chess. It's so dense.
Quite right, sir. Chess is also one of the oldest and most popular games in the world. Chess has been around for centuries, long before the computer was invented. You certainly don't need a computer to play it. Chess sets made of plastic or wood can be bought quite cheaply.
Yes, but on consoles and computers, there are commercial games you can play, like Pure Chess and Chess Master, and you can even play online for free.
The key to improvement in chess, and indeed in all complex endeavors, is intense practice. Not just doing the same thing over and over, but trying new and difficult techniques. In games and in sports, that means competing with people who are better than you and studying what they do.
Oh, fun fact, chess isn't just a game, it's technically a sport.
Indeed, sir. And like in sports, the key to success lies in training, preparation, and even in psychology. Getting inside your opponent's head. The first big thing you need to learn is some openers. A chess opener is the first few moves you play that set yourself up for the rest of the game. You want to put yourself in a good position.
Know the value of your pieces. A bishop or a knight is considered 3 times as valuable as a pawn. A rook, 5 times as valuable. The queen is by far the most dangerous and is worth about 9 pawns.
But ultimately, even the queen is expendable. You must protect your king and checkmate the enemy king. Sometimes that means sacrificing your pieces to get in a better position. You have to think several moves ahead. Try to anticipate how your opponent will react and how you can take advantage of that. Think deeply, play against tough opponents, and learn from the best. Chess is for everyone, but if you're good, maybe you could become a grandmaster someday. Anything's possible.
Well, it looks like, Your Highness, I may have just reached your level. Ahem. Checkmate.
Ah, but you'll see that's an invalid move because you have checkmated yourself.
Ah, yes, of course. I was just making sure you were still paying attention, and you were. Well done.
Indeed, sir.
Okay, well let's get straight into today's questions, and let's kick things off with this one from Barry B, who is in the internet in New South Wales.
Been a busy bee, Barry has.
Oh, yeah.
Fiddly dee.
Pollination.
Yes, sirree.
Hey guys, I've got 3 questions. 1. Can I use my amiibos with my new Nintendo Switch? 2. What are your favorite Nintendo Switch games? 3. Are there any Minecraft-like games for the Switch? P.S. Rad do these. Ah! Ah! P.P.S. Bijo do these. P.P.P.S. Goose, what do you think of my ruffly-copter? Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle.
Well, first things first, Barry B. Let's get Goosey on the line to see what he thinks of your Rufflecopter.
Hello, Goose speaking.
G'day, Goose. Barger and Rad here at the Spawn Point desk. How you going?
I'm good.
Excellent. What do you think of this Rufflecopter?
Well, Bajo, I can't actually see it.
Hang on, I'll send it to you. There, it's on your screen now.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
Sweet. Thanks, Goose.
Bye.
Okay, well, yes, you can use your amiibos on the Switch. Providing the game supports them, you can just tap them on the right Joy-Con thumbstick to use them.
As for our favourite Switch games, well, there's not a lot out at the moment to choose from, but from what we've played, the new Zelda, which is M, so check with your grown-ups first, Fast RMX, Snake Pass, and Snipper Clips have been our favourites.
Indeed, but sadly, no, there aren't any Minecraft-type games available for the Switch yet. But in just a few short weeks, on the 11th of May, to be precise, the Minecraftiest game of them all, Minecraft, is coming out on the Switch digital store. But if you want to get a physical copy on a cartridge, then that will be coming later in the year.
That is the most Minecrafty game of them all, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Other than that, the only Minecraft-style game I know of coming out for the console is SteamWorld Dig number 2. It's not a whole lot like Minecraft, but it has pickaxes and digging and mining, so you know, it's a little Minecrafty, like half of the mining of the Minecraft.
Yeah, it's got a smidge of the old craft in there.
Yeah, the smidge is all up in there, Bajo. But let's move on now to this one from the Duckinator in Perth, Western Australia.
I am a gamer, and I browse for many games that I can play, many of which are free, and I have 2 questions. 1. Recently, I have had my eye on Terraria Otherworld, and I'm wondering when Terraria Otherworld will come out. 2. What games do you recommend on Steam? Because I have an Intel 3000 and 8 gigabytes of RAM. Well, Duckinator, it looks like there's going to be a bit of a wait for Terraria Otherworld. The creators of Terraria recently announced they had to scrap most of the game and start again with a whole new developer working on it. So it seems like it's a while away yet.
I actually did a whole thing on that in Scoop the other week.
I know. Spawn Point Scoop is where I get all my gaming news and extra Spawn Point content every Monday online on the ABC Me app and iView.
Smooth plug there, Bajo. That is, in fact, the Spawn Point Scoop I was talking about. But anyway, Duckinator, there wasn't any potential new release date revealed for Otherworld. They just said we shouldn't expect to hear much about it until there's more to show.
As for what games we'd recommend for your PC, Duckinator, well, without getting too technical, the Intel 3000 isn't a dedicated graphics card. That means you won't be able to run modern, graphically intense games very well at all, at least not with many settings cranked above low.
But let's get Darren on the line to see if we can check what good games there are out there that can run well on it.
Hello, Darren speaking.
Hi, Darren.
Hi.
How's it going?
Oh, very well. Thank you, Rat. How can I help?
Well, we have a Spawnling here that wants to know what good PC games we'd recommend that can run on an Intel 3000.
Well, without a dedicated graphics card, I'd recommend looking mostly at 2D games. Games like Stardew Valley, which is a brilliant farming game, or Bastion would be a great choice too if you want a stylish, story-driven action game. Or you might enjoy Don't Starve if you're looking for a more open-world survival experience.
It can run 3D games though, right?
Affirmative. It can handle older 3D games from the Xbox 360 and PS3 era and earlier, such as LEGO Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, Portal 2, or FIFA 11, for example, but you'd likely find you'll need to use low settings to get playable frame rates. So I'd recommend going even more retro. Why not check out old classics like Age of Empires 2 or Roller Coaster Tycoon 3? There's plenty of amazing classics that would run very well on such a system.
Oh, well, thanks for that, Darren. There's some good suggestions in there. But we have to move on now, so bye!
Bye.
My pleasure. Goodbye.
Well, I hope that answers your question, Duckinator. Now to this one from King of all PS4s in the PS4 Kingdom in Victoria. Those are some fast reflexes there.
Thanks, Rad.
Hi, GGSP. I've got a few questions that I would like answered. 1. If I DLC on the PS4, will the DLC be accessible on another account on the same PS4? 2. Why can't you get Forza Horizon 3, which is like the best game ever, on PS4? 3. Is No Man's Sky worth getting on the PS4? P.S. If you do not answer this, I will erase all PS4s from existence! PPS. Thanks!
Well, firstly, your PS4 Highness, As long as you've activated your PS4 to be your primary console in the settings, then other accounts should be able to access anything you purchase on your main account.
And you can't get Forza Horizon 3 on PS4 because Microsoft owns the franchise, which means it's an Xbox and Windows exclusive game. Just like Sony owns the Gran Turismo franchise, so that isn't available on Xbox.
Console makers just tend not to share their big exclusive franchises in most cases to encourage people to buy their consoles rather than their competitors.
Nothing like a little bit of healthy competition, Bajo. As for if No Man's Sky is worth getting, I would have said not really when it first came out. I thought it was cool, but a little shallow and disappointing. But the developers have been supporting it and, well, adding great game-changing things like base building, buggies, and extra modes, which have really fleshed it out. So now, I definitely say it's worth getting.
It's always encouraging to see a developer take feedback for their games and support them like that, especially when they have that much potential for greatness. It's just a shame it made a bad first impression with so many people.
You know, as they say, you only get one chance at a first impression.
What's that noise?
Oh, hey, Bajo and Rad.
D.A.R.R.E.N?
Oh, nah, it's me, D.A.R.R.E.N. I'm Darren's stepson.
I remember you, D.A.R.R.E.N. How you going, mate? How's things?
Oh, yeah, not bad. I just wanted to ask you both a question, though. I was wondering if, like, maybe you guys were looking for, like, a replacement robot or something, you know?
Oh, you know, sorry, D.A.R.R.E., but I don't think Darren's planning on retiring anytime soon.
Oh, okay. Well, like, maybe I could do some work experience or intern or something with you guys?
Yeah, maybe. We don't really sort that stuff out, though, D.A.R.R.E.. You need to go through the official ABC website to sort out work experience.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, okay. Oh, thanks, guys.
Okay, bye, D.A.R.R.E.
Bye.
Yeah, see ya.
Always a pleasure.
Well, if there is one thing I know, it is that Darren is not giving up his job. On that note, though, we are out of time for today, so if you'd like to ask us a question, then you can go here and send it in. You know what? That gives me an idea, Bajo! We should get the spawnlings at home to send in their questions as videos.
That is a great idea, Rad.
Oh, thank you. You know, the idea, it just came to me. So, all you need to do is grab a phone or some kind of device that can record video, film yourself asking your question, try to keep it short, and then send it in.
Yes, where would they send it?
Well, just look for the Ask Spawn Point section of our website, and you can see it again here, and follow the prompts.
Oh, I can't wait to see what they send in, Rad.
Yeah, it'll be great. We should do a question now.
Let's do it.
It's a practice.
Hi there. How many blocks does it take to build a D.A.R.R.E.N in Minecraft?
I'm Rad.
I'm Bajo. Oh, we weren't recording.
Oh.
Has-been heroes is what happens when you mix turn-based strategy with a roguelike. Darren, could you please explain what a roguelike is in 15 words or less?
Play, fail, unlock things, play more, fail more, unlock more things, play again and again.
Concise, Darren, although technically that was 16 words because of the 17. In Has-Been Heroes, a young rogue sets off to meet the king. After meeting a couple of old has-beens, they team up to escort the king's twin princesses to Princess Academy. Guys, I don't know what Princess Academy is, but it sounds amazing. I want to go there.
Me too, sounds fancy.
It's not that great. Ugh, glitter, I hate it. It gets everywhere. Glitter, yuck. Moving on, within minutes of your journey, this happens. Your entire team is wiped out, and you're sent to Heaven's Gates. Oh. Here, you're given life once more, and thrown back into the fight.
And this is the roguelike part of the game. Each time you die, you end up back at these gates, deposit some souls you've collected from fallen enemies, and then hopefully unlock a bunch of items, which you can then find randomly throughout your next playthrough. And there are a lot of enemies.
Yes, and you soon learn that an evil wizard is sending these minions after you for some reason.
Wizard!
It's a wizard. But after that, there isn't much development in the story, and it becomes all about grinding through enemies again and again.
Indeed. This is a difficult game, and progress is very, very slow. As you move through the levels, you'll meet weird merchants, open random chests, and fight a whole lot of skellies.
The map is different each time, and you soon realize that planning your route to the boss is vital and part of the strategy. You need to make sure you can find enough spells and items to be able to stand a chance with the boss. But you can only backtrack a limited number of times or it's game over.
Yes, and I did not like that one bit. Just let me explore. And that final boss of each map is so hard. I feel like beating that boss is very dependent on luck of items and abilities you find along the way.
Luck, 'tis not strategy.
Right, Darren?
To be fair, though, most of the fights do give you a lot to chew on.
Oh, yum.
Combat takes place on 3 lanes, similar to games like Plants vs. Zombies. Your aim is to stagger enemies, slow them down, and switch your heroes between the lanes. This allows you to do multi-strikes, which is imperative for dealing with enemies that block or that are getting too close.
I really liked the variety of enemy types. And it's exciting when you're on a roll, but it's also disheartening when you get taken out. Your heroes are so squishy, they have such little health to work with.
True, Rad. And the controls. Oh, it took me so long to get used to them. In fact, I don't think I ever really did. At one point, I was so frustrated because I couldn't work out what to do, I just mashed all of the buttons at once, and that worked.
Yeah, I did not like the controls either. They're a bit too complicated, and I found I had to look at the controller all the time to figure out what to do next. It's hard to get into a state of flow, which really puts a dampener on the whole experience.
I also did not like the way that the text pops up on screen. It's quite hard to read, and also those boxes are really ugly. Yes, that's right, I'm complaining about the font, and it's because font is important. Aesthetics are important in a game like this.
Aesthetics are very important.
Right, Darren?
Has Been Heroes is made by the developers at Frozen Byte, who also made the excellent D.A.R.R.E.N series. But this game feels like a much smaller project and lacks the usual polish of their other releases. Also, in my economic opinion, the console version is a tad overpriced.
Yes, I agree with you, Darren. For a game like this, I expected it to cost half as much. Well, overall, there were moments where I felt like I was really nailing this combat and having a good time. Mastering fights and smashing down skellies, but the progress is just so slow. There isn't enough reward for your effort, so I can't give it more than 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, there is a good amount of depth and complexity to the combat if you can master the controls, and if you can embrace the grind. There's some fun to be had here. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 rubber chickens. Okay, Darren, it's time for the answer to your challenge.
Affirmative! At the start of the show, I asked you this. Which 2 characters in Mario Kart 8 also appear in a special metallic form? And the answer is Metal Mario and Pink Gold Peach.
Oh, that was one of the best Wii U games, guys. So I'm pretty excited that on next week's show, we're reviewing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch.
The best thing is they brought back the classic battle mode.
Oh, yes! Also, we'll have a review of Wonder Boy, the Dragon's Trap.
Don't forget you can catch Spawn Point each weekday on the ABC Me app and on iView. In fact, that's where you'll catch us first.
Until next time, be nice, have fun, and keep gaming. Right out.
Goose out.
Bajo out.
Darren out.
Oh, Goose, did you like the rap that Rad and I did?
Oh, yeah, it was interesting.
Oh, you think you could do better?
Oh, no,
Darren, drop a beat.
Okay, well, my name is Goosey, and I'm here to say I'm gonna drop some rhymes in a goosey way. Oh! Let me know